Look at this behind me. How cool is that? And a pirate gun. Welcome back everybody to my living room, and this is where I will make today's video because it's just done today, and I will show you in the end of this video because this room is a sanctuary. It's so cozy you won't believe it, but I'll show you in the end of the video. Today I'm gonna talk about something a little more serious but still fun. I'm gonna give you another story time. Last story time was about a party trip to England in 2010 when me and my friend and godfather of my son Charlie went to London to watch The Murder Dolls. If you missed that, watch that. That's the latest uploaded video. Today I will talk about something more serious. When and where I became sober, I guess you could say. Because up to that point I was drinking excessively, I was gonna say, but up to that point I was not. I had been sober for a year or two at that point, but that was the last time I drank, and I knew I will never drink again. But before I was thinking about becoming sober, I was drinking quite heavily and quite often, 2-3 times a week, and pretty much every time. And I was very swollen. I had terrible skin. I have some pictures of how I looked. But anyways, before we tell the story time, I would really appreciate a thumbs up if you subscribed with notifications on and left a comment when the video is done. What would you think? Anyways, this was back in the year of 2022. I think, when Kiss came to Stockholm on their End of the Road tour. This was not my first Kiss show. This was my third or fourth time seeing Kiss. My first Kiss show was in Stockholm, March in 1991, and it was Psycho Circus, and I saw Kiss with Ace, Paul, Gene, and Peter, so I saw the original four, and I'm very happy about that. I didn't see them here in Sweden on the reunion tour. I think I was a little too young to go. I liked Kiss during that time. It was one of my favorite bands, but I was like 5, 6, 7 years old during 95, 96, 97. So I didn't go, unfortunately, to the reunion tour, and then after that I didn't see Kiss for quite some time. They didn't come back here, I think, after 1999 until 2008, I think. Or maybe I have my head up my ass so I can't see, because I have no recollection of Kiss being here between 1999 and 2008, and if they were, I don't know why I wasn't there. So after 1999, the second time watching Kiss was at Stockholm Stadion, and it was 2008. I was 17, gonna turn 18 that year. My birthday is very late in the year. My birthday is in November, so this was in 2018. 28, I was gonna turn 18, but I was still 17. So me and my friend, the same friend that I went to Kiss 2021 with, or 2022, I don't know what year it was, we went to Kiss. My father drove us there, and he likes Kiss, so he watched them as well. But from the we stood in the Golden Circle, standing, and my father and my brother were sitting in the bleachers. Is that what it's called? My English is terrible. I don't know. That was my second time seeing Kiss. And I guess I've seen Kiss 3 times, not 4, because my third time seeing Kiss, if I don't think I didn't watch them when they were here 2013 because I was at work. I couldn't go, and then they came again. I think I missed maybe two runs here in Stockholm, Sweden. I don't know, fuck it. But when they came for End of the Road, I thought, I've seen Kiss 2 times, and I thought they're not that good anymore. The tempo is slow, it's in a different key, I think, but I understand it so Paul can sing, because his voice is lower than it used to be. He can't take those very high notes anymore. I don't blame him for that. They are older, so they had to slow the tempo and songs down. They have to play it in a different key, and they have been accused of using tracks. And to be honest, I wasn't all that hyped about paying an excruciating amount of money to go see them. But I bought good tickets because I thought this is my last chance seeing Kiss. They took me through hard times. They have been there for me since I was 3 years old. I want good seats and I want to kiss them goodbye. Pun intended. So I booked the tickets and I asked my friend. I didn't want to go alone, and my wife had to be home with the kids. So I said to my friend, if I buy, do you want to come? And he said, hell yeah. So we went to Stockholm, and this was like... anyway, my first sober year was in 2017 or 2018. I knew I had a problem drinking, and people around me were saying like, you shouldn't drink in holidays and stuff. My family, or especially my mom, are you gonna drink? And she were grinding my gears about it. Now leave me alone. I'm a grown ass man. I'll drink if I want. And I did. I knew what they meant. And not every time I drank, but very often I fucked shit up. So that was something they were scared of when I was going to drink. And I act like a loose cannon, and you become a different person. Alcohol also has a song called Demon Alcohol. I'll get you. And that's true, because alcohol, you can't stay away from it. And when you drink it, you become insane. Or I do anyway. I can't drink one beer, because then I feel in my body, this feels good. I want to feel better. So then I drink one more, and oh yeah, the head is dizzy. My legs are loose. I like this. One more, and then I keep going. And then I keep going till I can't remember anything, and then I wake up the next morning and I have done very stupid stuff. And that's a reoccurring thing when I drink alcohol, and waking up with terrible anxiety and memories start coming back, and So 2017 or 2018, I had my first sober year. I said to myself, this was such an alcoholic thing to do. If I can be sober for a year, I don't have a problem with alcohol. So I was sober for a year. I went to parties, I went to gigs. It sucked, it wasn't fun, but I think that was because I knew there will come a day when I'm going to drink again. So if you're gonna stop drinking, I think you have to know that this is it. I don't want to drink ever again in my life. Not a day in my life. You really have to know that I'm done with it. Because if you feel something inside you, I'm not done, and it's luring you in. And I think that's bad news, and you will get drunk soon again. You have to know, I don't want to do it anymore. That's the way it is for me anyway. I know now that I don't want to drink, and I don't even think about alcohol. The first year I did, and it was quite a change to get used to. I have lived my whole adult life drinking alcohol since I was like 15, 16 years old. And here I am, 30 years old, you know. So anyway, I was sober for a year, then I started drinking again, drinking on and off. And I can never keep it on a good level. It always escalates, and I can have a period, and then I fuck shit up again. So the year was 2021 or 2022. I think it was 2022. In Tele2 Arena, Kiss, End of the Road, and I was stoked to kiss them goodbye, and hey, Detroit Rock City and all those songs live, what can go wrong? And while you're there, and the closer you get to the show, I became more and more psyched and pumped. And day of showtime, I had bought a couple of beers, 33 centiliter, 5.2% alcohol, a couple of them, and I had bought small Jägermeister bottles, 4 centiliter bottles, I think, a 10-pack or a 12-pack or something like that, and one kvarting Jägermeister, one small bottle of Jägermeister. So we brought Jägermeister and beer to Stockholm, and keep in mind, during this time I had been sober for a long time, and I had lost a lot of weight because I stopped drinking, I became depressed, and a lot of stuff contributed to me losing a lot of weight. But I think first and foremost, it's me not drinking alcohol. And not drinking alcohol, you don't get hungover. And when you're not hungover, you don't eat pizza and chips and all that stuff that comes with it. One night on the bar isn't just one night on the bar in the wallet. You're gonna get hungover and you're gonna want pizza and you're gonna want, oh, I deserve this. But you don't, because you choose to feel that way. You became drunk by your own choice. Anyways, so this was planned, and I didn't sneak with it. I had told my wife I'm going to drink, and I had the beers and the Jägermeister in the fridge, and so I wasn't sneaking about it. And I have terrible, what's it called, social anxiety. When I'm with friends and I feel secure and stuff, then I can have a great day and be on a food market or in a carnival or Gröna Lund or something like that. But in a bad day, I don't want to go out at all. But I knew that I was going to a Kiss show. There's going to be 10, 15, 20, 25,000 people there. And I know I will meet people that I know. And I know that I will meet people that watch my channel that will want to take photographs and stuff. With, not this channel, my Swedish channel. And I was very, very right. I met dudes from Lips. I met, we hung out with Gabriel from Crash Diet, the old singer. We partied before, we went out to dinner. It was Gabriel from Crash Diet, his girlfriend, and now wife maybe. They have a lovely son. He's not a singer in Crash Diet anymore. When he became a dad, he put the microphone on the shelf. But we went out to dinner before the Kiss show with Gabriel, the singer from Crash Diet, and his girlfriend. And he was sober, he didn't drink, so he drove the car there with us drinking in the back seat. So we were at Garlic and Shots, we were drinking. Yeah, because I forgot to tell you, our favorite place in London is called Garlic and Shots. And they have it in Stockholm too, and we had never been there. So we said, fuck, let's go there before the Kiss show. We went to Garlic and Shots in Myrtledals. Let's go there, see what it's all about. It wasn't quite the same as in London. I think London is more... But maybe it's the vibe and the feeling for me, I guess. But it's not, I can't compare the two, and it's not the same. Garlic and Shots in Sweden, the owners are nice and welcoming and warm. And Garlic and Shots in England, he's an asshole. But I love it, that's the way it should be. He's unpolite, he's rude to the customers, and they have shit reviews, Garlic and Shots in London. But we loved it. Yeah, it's gonna be this way. Rude, mean owner and bar staff. They were nice to us only because we were Swedish. Because if you read reviews from Garlic and Shots London, at least during that time, from native English-speaking people, they all said the staff is so rude and they only talk in their native language, which is Swedish stuff. So we became friends with them, but that was the London story time. Anyway, we went to Garlic and Shots to eat, and we met friends. I met Sungen. So I did meet people, and alcohol did do a lot for me there, and I knew it would because I always used alcohol as a way to be in social situations without feeling uncomfortable the other way around. When I'm drunk, I even like social situations, and I guess that's because I'm not so uptight, and I turn it off, and I can go up to anyone and say anything. Hi, what's up? And I don't care if I make a fool out of myself. That's alcohol for you. You know what I talk about. How many people doesn't use alcohol as a social medicine? I sure did. And I'm going to a show first time now this fall, not drinking, and I won't drink. And I'm gonna see how that goes, but I think it will go great. But anyways, since I had dropped a lot of weight and hadn't been drinking for a very long time, we started drinking on the train to Stockholm. We had a couple of beers, nothing much, and I knew I was gonna have to take it slow because I haven't been drinking for quite some time, and it was no problem at all. And then we went to Garlic and Shots and we ordered food and let's buy cigarettes, we said, because it's such a weird fucking thing. I hadn't been drinking for a long time, but one beer, I need a cigarette. And I hadn't been smoking for years. It's such a weird thing. I can't drink beer without cigarettes, and I don't know why. It's like something inside that switches on. I need a cigarette. But anyways, We bought cigarettes, we drank some beers, and we were feeling very good. Very, very good. I was feeling just like I want to feel. The reason I drink alcohol is to feel that way. And I was feeling it, and we were going to Kiss. I don't appreciate the sun very much, but days like this I do, and the sun was shining, and it was gonna be an awesome day. So, clock is ticking, and it's time to go to the arena. So we head to the car, Gabriel is driving, his girlfriend's in the front, and me and my friend is in the back, and we get to the arena. We hook up with Sungen, have a couple of beers, and I meet the drummer from Lips. Really cool guy, and we talk, and I meet friends from online that I never met and stuff, and showtime. Me and my friend, we drank the beers, and before showtime, how do I say this in English? He left me with our beers, so I had a lookout on him, so nobody would put anything in our glass, you know. And then when I was gonna pee before the show, he was gonna do the same. But problem with my friend is when he gets drunk, he's on another planet. So when I came out from the toilet, he was dancing around the bar with some dude in the cowboy hat having fun. And I didn't say anything about it. We drank our beers, and in we went to watch Kiss. So we missed the opening act on purpose because it was something called Nestor, and we didn't necessarily want to watch Nestor sitting in our seats when we could be in the bar. So when Nestor was playing like their last song, or when they had closed their set and it becomes dark and you wanted the best and getting ready for that stuff, we took our seats, and our seats were like from the bar, not far. So we took our seats, we sat there, and I had smuggled in a bottle of Jägermeister, a 50 centiliter plastic bottle of Jägermeister. I had pressed it so it was flat, and I had poured down some 4 centiliters of Jägermeister in this bottle, and I pressed it together so it was thin, and screwed the cap on, and I put it behind my between my balls and my ass cheeks in my pants. So because you get patted down, I don't know why I get patted down, because they don't have anything for it. If you want to bring anything in, you can. I can bring anything I want in there. And so I haven't been to one single show, I think, without smuggling booze or something inside. Kiss 2008, I remember I had small Jägermeister bottles in between my ass cheeks and in my cowboy boots, and a girl called Ronja smuggled a big bottle of booze between her huge bosoms, so to speak. But anyways, I didn't have any beer, but I had this Jägermeister, so I sat there watching the Detroit Rock City, and I don't know what happened with that bottle of Jägermeister, because 2, 3, 4 songs in, I don't remember jack shit. Nothing. Not a single thing. Black. Have you seen Men in Black? Look at this thing, and it flashes and memory is deleted or erased, Just like that. It was like I had looked at that fucking flash, and then I woke up in the hospital, but let's not jump too far ahead, we'll get there. I have been drugged once in my life before, and it was, I was 18, 19, I was out on a club with my friend, and it was last call, the bar was closing, we didn't have any money, so we went table to table drinking the stuff that people had left. For real, we were young, didn't think very much of it. We just here's half a beer, drink it, half a shot, drink it, and just table to table, glass of wine, blah, 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 blah. And I would like to call myself an expert on getting drunk and being drunk. I've been drunk so much and so often that I know every state of being drunk. And I can say that in that summer of 2008, when I was drugged, for a fact I know I was drunk every day. And that day, it was just blackout, total blackout. And maybe I would think it was because I was drunk if it was for an hour or two and I remember stuff here and there. But probably someone had slipped something in someone's drink. And then there I go from someone's table. I don't know how I got home. I lived 8 kilometers from the bar, and I woke up outside of my apartment on the grass. And then I don't know what happened. I think I passed out literally in the apartment complex on my way to the door, because then I woke up a second time inside the apartment complex in the stairs, halfway up to my apartment. And then I came in and my girlfriend was talking about me telling weird stuff about we were gonna have to redecorate the walls and paint weird stuff on it, like a cow's, what's it called? Cow's tits. Jävla juver heter det på svenska. I told her we have to put that on the wall. So since that's been a reoccurring joke, inside joke in my world, between me and my friends. Målet juver på väggen. But anyways, I was expert at getting drunk at that time too, and I thought this is something new for me. And since that, in the summer of 2008, that has never happened until Kiss. It was the exact same thing. Detroit Rock City, boom, sledgehammer in the head. 7 o'clock, I wake up in the hospital. For real. And that scared me shitless. I have few moments in my life I've been that scared, I think, because I woke up in a hospital bed in Stockholm, Sankt Göran, in a room with others. Saturday night in Stockholm, there is a place called Sankt Göran where they take all the people that drink themselves senseless and all that stuff, and they wake up there. So I woke up in a room with like 3 or 4 other party guys, but these weren't party guys. These were, how do I put this in a nice way? The people I woke up in that room with, they were, I don't know, homeless, heroin addicts, something in that way. And I remember waking up 7 o'clock in the morning. First thing I see opening my eyes is a man in front of me. He's like maybe between 60, 65 years old. And I can put it like this. He's been around the block a time or 100, to say the least. And he's staring right at me as I open my eyes, like straight into my soul, it feels like. And he just lays there looking at me for quite some time. And then he just, what the fuck you gonna do? Then he rolls over, falls asleep again, like that happens to him every day or every weekend, I don't know. But it was new for me, and it was a reality check. I woke up because my wife was expecting me to come home the night before. And I don't know if I were drugged, or if this was a case of me losing a lot of weight, not been drinking for a lot of time, and thinking I have my old tolerance level. But I didn't. I put the brakes on while drinking because I knew I didn't have my old tolerance level, and I was by this time 31 years old. Alcohol wasn't a new thing for me. So that's why I'm thinking, was something in my glass? Did somebody see that it was my beer? Maybe someone who don't like me, I don't know. Or maybe I took the wrong beer, I don't fucking know. All I know is that I remember Detroit Rock City, that was the opening song. I remember that, and me and my friend were screaming in each other's faces. Had such a fucking great time. And after that, I don't remember what song the second one was, but I remember I watched like 2 or 3 songs, and then it's all black. And my friend told me I just stood up and walked out. Maybe I didn't feel good, I don't know. But alcohol always makes me feel good, so I don't know. But I stood up in the middle of the song and just walked out, and my friend were tagging along to see where the fuck is he going. And I went outside and I just sat on a concrete, concrete fucking thing. And I fell asleep, and I was puking while I was sitting up, falling asleep, falling over. So my friend, I don't know if he contacted doctors at the venue or security or something, but they contacted the ambulance, and the ambulance took me to Sankt Göran's hospital, where I woke up the day after. I didn't have a single thing on me. All I had was my clothes, and I had puke all over me. And I thought I lost my phone, I lost my keys, I lost my mind, I lost my wife maybe, I didn't know. Where is all my stuff? So I went to the bathroom in the room, and then I went out in the hallway, like first person I saw in a white coat. Hey, 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 stop. And I just bursted out in tears and started crying right away. And I just remember asking, what has happened? I said, what happened? Because I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know why I was there or what had happened. I was so scared. And they told me what happened. I got there by ambulance from Tele2 Arena, and then they wanted to put me in a room to talk to me. And then they asked me questions like, are you suicidal? Have you ever thought about killing yourself and stuff like that? And I had to tell her, because I don't know if this was like some psych... I don't think ER, fuck, I don't know. But the junkies and people taking overdoses and that stuff, I don't know, maybe they have to ask, but I had been drinking myself senseless. And they asked me a lot of weird questions. I just said, no, I haven't been drinking for a year or two. I've lost a lot of weight, and during that time I haven't been drinking at all. This was going to be a fun night. We had planned this night for quite some time. It was me and my friend. We were going to go out to dinner and then go watch the Kiss show and have a good time. I'm not suicidal. I don't want to die. I don't want to commit suicide. This was going to be something fun. So that's what they understood very quickly, that I wasn't suicidal and what had happened. So then I asked, was I drugged? And then they told me, we don't know, but if you want to stay a couple of hours, we can find out. But I didn't want to stay a couple of hours. I just wanted to get home to Trosa, because it's like 1 hour to get home. So I walked to Liljeholmen and took the bus from Liljeholmen home to Trosa. And during the way there, I remember I called my mom, and I was feeling so weird, and I was crying, and my vision was, when I looked to the left, it felt like it took like a second or half a second for my vision to follow along, and I was like scared, and it felt like my body didn't do the stuff I wanted it to do. And that's also one of the things that makes me think that maybe something was put in my glass that shouldn't have been there. But I don't know. Or maybe it simply was the case that I hadn't been drinking for a while, lost a lot of weight. I don't know. But if that was the case, why didn't my memory come back till 7 in the morning? Kiss, when did they start playing? 10 at night? And I don't have memory till 7 o'clock in the morning. That's 9 hours black. 9 hours black. And it felt just like when I was 18, passing out on the grass, don't know how I got home, passing out in the apartment complex and all. It felt just like that. And that's the last time I drank alcohol. And that was in June 2022, I think. It's soon June 2025 now, so I'm soon 3 years without alcohol, and I don't miss it. Up to that point, the Kiss show, I did miss it here and there, and I knew I'm going to drink again. I knew it. I didn't know when and where was the Kiss show. But after the Kiss show, I knew I'm never going to drink again. And hey, how many of you haven't done stupid shit, waking up and say, I'm never going to drink again? But that time, so including me, but that time I really meant it. And that's soon 3 years ago. And I haven't looked back. I haven't missed alcohol, because I knew right then and right there, I can't handle this shit. Even if I was drugged, I know alcohol isn't for me, because it puts me in such fucking dangerous situations, bad situations. I say stuff, I do stuff that fucks up stuff in my life, and alcohol is not for me. So, that being said, that was my story time of my last Kiss show in the summer of 2021. One hell of an adventure. I remember when I called my wife, I had to tell you, they had my phone, they had everything, they had my backpack, they had put it away in a box, locked box, so they had all my stuff. So I got it when and I had battery on my phone, so I called my wife and explained to her, and she wasn't mad or anything. She was very understanding, but worried. And I got home and had pizza and hung out with my family and knew what mattered in life then and there. But do you know, what's sick and weird, and why I would like to call myself an alcoholic. When I woke up at Sankt Görans Hospital, the first thing I did when I walked out of there, you know what I did? For real? I bought beers. I didn't buy strong beer. I bought something we in Sweden called folköl. That's 3.5% alcohol. And I did that. Why? Because it's what I do when I'm hungover. It's like... it's just what I do. When I wake up, I'm hungover. A couple of beers, feel better. And that's sick. Especially when you haven't been drinking for several years. And that's the first thing you do waking up in the ER. Because of alcohol poisoning or whatever. You go out and you buy more beers. That's sick. So I sat in Liljeholmen drinking folköl, people's beer, smoking cigarettes, the ones I had from the day before, just feeling so fucking bad. I knew, and the weird thing was I knew that was the last time I was gonna be drinking. And I knew it while I drank the folköl right then and right there. And I remember how they tasted. They were hot in the sun. And that's why I shouldn't drink alcohol. That was my story of the last time I drank alcohol. And I thought it's a great story to put on my channel, but it includes several things rock and roll. Alcohol, Kiss, and sobriety. These days, a lot of my heroes are sober, and I think that's a good thing, because when I was young, very easily, how do you say it? Very easily formed by my brain was molded and formed by my idols. And they were all drunk, and we were glorifying their stupid stories about debauchery, and we wanted to do that too. And we were trying to do some to duplicate and some of those stuff. So a lot of our heroes today being clean and sober, I think that's a good thing, and they can inspire all those young people looking up to them, telling them that, yeah, I had fun, but it almost ruined my life too. But that's the thing. I don't regret drinking alcohol either. I have a lot of great stories. I have a lot of great memories, but I also have a lot of bad stories and a lot of bad memories. And the thing about alcohol is, when you take that first sip, you don't know how the alcohol will affect you that time. So it's always a gamble and a little bit of Russian roulette while drinking. Anyways, there are people out there that can handle alcohol and they never freak out and fuck up. But that's not me, and I don't know how anyone could. But people can, and I don't understand why. But that's something to always remember, because a few years into sobriety, many people think that, I don't have a problem. I can taste some alcohol, and there you go again. I know that I can never. I know that I hate it. I don't like the taste, but I know that if I would drink one beer now, I would love it, and I would want another one. But I don't crave it. I don't want it. I don't think about it in my daily life at all. I used to think about alcohol. Now I can be honest about it. A lot of my woken time. Monday, fuck, Friday's gonna come, then I'm gonna drink. Saturday I'm gonna drink, and Sunday I will drink. Hungover beers, you know. And that's what got me through the week, was the knowledge that I was gonna get drunk come the coming weekend. And that's not a healthy... that's not a healthy thing at all. Anyways, guys, that was my story. I hope you appreciate it. Take care of each other.